Hmm. Yes, I'm a gun nut. How can you tell? Take the charging, bulk group assembly out. Everything is just a whole bunch of screws. They're obviously not too loose. It's funny how it's like knowing how to actually disassemble something like this. Well, it's educational. I am a full-on gun nut. Anyone who says otherwise, uh, I'm a gun nut. Anyone who says otherwise obviously hasn't heard of me. Metal pipe. Anything else I'm missing? It's funny how the magazines are just literally just spring. There you go. Anything else? How you doing, Ozzer? Can you hear me pretty well? Yeah, I'm hoping with all these audio settings that Soundtech V gave to me, holding on, okay? That's good. Yeah, since Soundtech V showed me a lot of cool little tricks to put less strain on my CPU. Anything else I'm missing? I would honestly love to get sent guns and weapons. It's just brain rot. It's literally just the sight. It's just a little simple pin. I think it's the trigger. Yep. Anything? Oh, yep. There we go. It's funny how all of this, like in order to take out most of these parts, you do need a specific, like you have to hole punch everything out. Really all just rivets and everything. Feed ramp just goes there. Oh yeah, it's all coming together now. Oh, the, the magazine release has to be taken off. And that too. And then the stock button. Uh, where is the stock button? Maybe I'll play some Guilty Gear later. Maybe I'll see if people want to join a hobby of that. Cause all this bullshit plays and still my heart. Oh, it's literally right there. Just a little itty bitty button. So everything is good. It's just a lot of parts have to be cleaned. I'm a final boss then. Let's see. Stock and barrel. We need... Cocking handle. Left grip, right grip. And a foresight. I wish these prices were like this. Alright, let me look. Car, Arasaka. What auctions? What we got? Burned AK, damaged M4, Mills in the guns. Oh yeah, so they have Garand's. What else they got? Glock 17, Mac 10, the Mauser C96, and the STG 44. They added that since I last left from this game about a while ago. Use a lathe. Fine, we'll fix it. Still, your Faust is mean. Yeah, I put in a little bit of practice. I've been learning a bit. I gotta learn the actual combos, because they don't really... Unlike Tekken will actually tell you everything. Smooth this. Oh. I've never used any of these things IRL. I think it'd be pretty cool too. It's just a concern of, oh no, what is he doing? What are you doing picking that character? Why did he pick that character? Well, why did he do that? What are you doing? It's kind of that moment of like whenever you're playing Tekken and then you hear your friend immediately picks King. Sometimes a little bit of TLC doesn't hurt on a gun. I wish I took care of my guns like this. I know there's some people that probably tell me it's a sin too, and I say, yep, you're right. That's one of the things I would do, like if I after I'm done becoming a pilot and all that. I just realized I don't have to do this. I just have to press and hold. It's like while I'm being a pilot, like in between jobs, because you can only fly for so long, is to get into gunsmithing. This man made a gun out of aircraft parts. It's the A10 series. I don't know. I feel like that'd be kind of awesome. And I got an achievement out of this. But there's a lot of guns I really want to shoot, but I just don't. Become a pilot, get all the guns. Gotta wipe everything down, make sure everything's in order. We oil everything. Like, I wish Uzis weren't that expensive, because I would definitely get a micro. Oh, I missed two parts. I still find it funny how something simple like this can be, it's just that simple. Because Uzi is an American, of obviously this was it Israeli? I think it's Israeli, much like the Desert Eagle is. Like, there's a lot of non-American guns that I really want. I might actually get a Glock one of these days. Just because. But I might get a different sort of Glock, you know? Because despite my qualms about um, Glocks, despite what I say about them and all that, They're a good firearm. They're easy to learn. Like, grant every pistol is weird as well. Because you have to hold one, you have to hold each one a certain way. Like you'll notice in my revolver, was it revolver, Canic, and 1911? I have to hold those differently. Put all the trigger and sears on. But as soon as I find a long barrel Chiappa Rhino, I'm trading my current revolver for that. Just because, well, it's a Chiappa Rhino. I can't go wrong with it. Put the whole bolt carrier group in there. I still love the post that I had where they were just like, "Oh, never hold a firearm again," or like your grouping sucks. Like, of course it sucks. I don't shoot like I used to. I used to I used to go weekly or almost daily back then. Trying to think. We'll just send this to the guy. Let's see what the QBZ not working properly. Oh, because the trigger's broken. I'm pretty sure there's speedrunners that know that just like they're park a nut and they're just able to like click 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 click. What was it? Yeah, people are just like, oh yeah, you shouldn't own a firearm or your grouping sucks and all that. It's like, okay. One actually gave me tips on how to fire my vector effectively because without a stock, it sucks. Or it doesn't suck. It's still fun to fire. It just, it makes you feel stupid whenever you fire it. Like, man, I'm not hitting my target. But I'm allowed to have a fun day, you know? I don't go to the... Unless I'm practicing at the range, I'm not doing anything else. I used to be not crazy accurate, but just enough. Enough to where I could actually be proud of. Like, I couldn't outshoot my coworker, my former boss. But it was still nice. We did what we had to do. Buffer tube, buffer housing. Yeah, because this thing's a... Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's missing the selector. Oh, yeah. That's right. QBZ. We need, metal pipe! Gas regular piston. We need tube. We need a selector. For first generation, not second generation. There's a difference. I think the CNC machine's almost done with, well, at least I'll have an extra part for later on. I'll be like, oh, wait a minute, did I make a fresh one of these? I can only imagine trying to CNC all this. Like, being the guy that, you know... Like, the amount of machine work to even just start on a gun. Like, Brandon Herrera's little project for, the AK-50. Good old muzzle brake. We'll sear to allow for automatic shooting. Guns are weird. Physics are weird. I saw a preview of gameplay for Mecha Break a bit ago. And honestly, Okay, so it's not what we expected it to be, but I will say this, because people are thinking that you're able to customize your mech and all that. Sadly, you cannot, to an extent. Like, it wasn't like where you'd all have your own individual mech or something like that. It was more so you just have little parts that to influence whatever your mech has. That's me just kind of made me sad. You're breaking my heart because it's a team shooter game. But at least they have something interesting going for them with the mechs. Some of them have interesting abilities that some of them got their apparent roles and all that. So I can actually picture myself having fun with the game whenever it releases. Where's the safety on this thing? Where the fuck is the safety? Oh, it's all the way back here. It's a little knob. There we go. Upgrade to match second generation. Yeah, you need some new parts, buddy, for this one. Yoink, splink. How does anything work? With my bread and butter right here. Guns. Also, when they add the Chris Vector, I honestly just... It would be funny if I had, like, a little table set up for it to actually fully disassemble it and reassemble it. I think that would just be hilarious. I think there's some extra parts I'm missing here. Yep. Sear. Anything else I'm missing from this part? I do not think so. If I did, then I'm an idiot. Then again, it's not asking much out of me. Fazz, are you an idiot? You really gotta ask me that question? I'm not gonna claim to be the most dense motherfucker here. But but I would make you question, what the fuck is this guy? But once this I stream too, so. Ah yes, the hammer. So they did add some interesting new things to the game too. Like, you actually have to sight in guns now too. And then the Sears. Place that there, place that there. A lot of things are unnecessary. Alrighty. Yoink, 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 and then yoink. We have a lost Glock and a destroyed Garand. Might as well get the Glock already before I continue this job. Oh. You are not taking this from me. No. Everyone wants this Glock. Imagine if it's other players, trying to get these, guns too. And then we'll go for the Garand. I want this, I want the Garand and I want the Glock. Going once. Nope. It's mine. Going once. Going twice. God damn it! No. It's mine. Anyone else? Thank you. Blasting. So anyways, I started blasting. Oh god. Yeah, I'm better off or just ordering these parts after oxidizing these. Uh, Soap, and then hot water. I forget what bluing does to metals. These wooden parts look disgusting. Oh yeah. Stock and barrel, we need a QBZ. Upper rail holder. Front sight base. Second gen butt plates. Selector. Because we're doing an in general overhaul of this. And then, where's the mag catch? There it is. Trigger. Gas. Gas regulator piston. I missed the recoil spring. Get the cleaning table. And here we go. Wait, I don't know much history around the QBZ, as heretical as that sounds. I think it's a Chinese rifle. I don't know much. Is it a Chinese or Japanese rifle? Oh, I'll have to look at what the game calls it. By the way, QBZ is weird. I like how other countries go with bullpup-like designs. Like you got French, Britain, Japan, and even China going for their own stuff. Which I just find hilarious. Oh, I need a charging handle. And then the holder. So I'm wondering what other guns they'll be willing to put into the game as well. Because you can't just bust out, you know, all the just guns at one after another, especially to this detail, because you gotta model each and every single thing and how it's taken out too. Otherwise, people will criticize you for it. Wipe everything down. We need to treat them with oil. We need to baptize this. We need to Americanize it in oil. There we go. So something I would like to actually get is a bullpup. I keep on seeing AUGs. I keep on seeing the VHS. I want to get a VHS so fucking badly. And I want to see if I could run my 60 rounders in it. Which I think would just be hilarious, just to have a 60 round bullpup, just to see how comfortable it actually is to fire. Because that's the type of guy I am. I have to see how it is first before I do anything else. Otherwise, I'm just gonna go by word of mouth, and it's gonna make me sad that I don't experience it for myself. Like an MP5, I never expected to shoot an MP5 before. So my father and I went to a gun range and we rented one, and that gun loved me because it sprayed fucking hot brass into my eye. It is not fun getting brass in your eye, because you guys know I wear glasses. It's apparent that I wear glasses. I always say that too. If a gun sends a piece of brass and it somehow lands on you, lands in your shirt or whatever, or it burns you, it means the gun loves you. It sent that bullet to baptize you. It branded you as its own. I like how the second generation of these are literally just... Boop. And there we go. Skeletonized M4. Oh, there. I'm interested in crime. Learning secret perforations. Could you? What's like a skeleton? We'll skeletonize your M4. Alright, fine. Now this is a weird one. Mausers, I really want one. It'll be a bitch to get. But I feel like it'll be a fun little gun to get. Because look at it. It's so weird. It's a because that's not the magazine. It's like that's you don't take that out. You put clips in or feed rounds into the top. Anything else I'm missing? Nope. Because unlike a Luger that's, you know, toggle action, this is actually one of the... Wasn't the first semi-automatic pistol. Because obviously you had some pretty interesting ones too, but... They may do with these what they can. And there was a whole lot of configurations for Mausers in general. Because, well, I mean, just look at it. Bolt stop and firing pin are down. Firing pin and a bolt stop. Actually, wait a minute. It needs me to sandblast some things. So anyway, I started blasting. Oh, yeah, gotta oxidize the parts. Moving salts. Then hot water rinse. There we go. I saw War Thunder's got some pretty interesting vehicles now, too. Let me go check that out. All that in there. Boop. Boop. See how complicated this is? This is just for the... This is for the hammer and seer. And it all just goes in just like that. You can improve your skills. Store that for later. Those are personal ones. Oh my... It came back. It came back. The fucking crutch came back. I'd like to... I like to think I know how to take out a, disassemble an AR. I should know how to disassemble one. Fucking spent 3 months doing it. Hey, Stray! Why do I keep saying it like that? How you doing? How much is this game? I think it should be in the 30s or something like that. I'll have to check again. Oh, I got paid. I'm gonna go grab a drink real quick. Unless it's on sale. Because they keep on having a sale anytime they release a gun. But no, I'm not drinking just yet. We gotta remain safe with guns around. No, I'm kidding. I think I'm streaming for a long while today just to kind of make up for streams I planned on doing, but I just felt like shit. I mean, for those who don't know, we'll just say it's work related. And I appreciate everyone who's been helping me in that. Oh. We'll keep it as is. Not to put a damper on it. We go through what we want to do. Why, you interested in the game stream? Just because of, like, what you do in it? What else? Oh, shit. Wait. Let me look at that. Did they actually model... Oh my god, that's actually the military sighting. So, this site right here, I actually used this site back in the military, back on my N4. And typically, those little notches right there, you flip that little switch and it'll set that range for 200 meters, 300 meters, 400 meters, 450, 500, 550, 600. And because guns don't just shoot straight. They're not like your hit scan weapons. Like, we'll follow my cursor here. When it fires, it doesn't go, like, just straight. It'll just go do that little weird, drop thing. So what this does is that it'll allow it to, like, adjust it to where, it'll shoot a little bit higher to hit that range. Obviously, you gotta still lead your targets and everything, but still, though, I like how they detailed that on that site. Nope. Still gotta disassemble it. But for 5 months, I've had to disassemble, reassemble these things, and it's AR-15s are honestly very, very easy to disassemble and reassemble. I could honestly teach you to do it in person straight and at least field strip it. Not like to this detail of this. Like how AKs are really simple too. I wonder how many bullet games are adding bullet drop and travel. Quite a bit, actually, because I think they're actually learning in little tricks to, make it easier. So, some games do it well, some games do it not so well, honestly. But that's just weird. But this little thing right here, the bulk carrier group, this is the bread and butter. Back in my day, everything was hit scan. You were just bad at the game at that point. But this right here is actually the most simple thing to disassemble, that you can do this by hand. Nope, come back up here. Now you can now granted some things on this you can't disassemble, like taking this out is easy. Because that's what's holding the firing pin in. Is a pin. Holding all this in. Obviously, this right here is the bulk carrier. Because what happens is the gas will push through, it'll hit right here and cause everything to slide back, and then it'll hit the buffer tube, and it's... When you have one, it's that easy to understand of how it all works. But honestly, I could disassemble, like, I could probably take out my AR-15 right now, or go to my car, and do this on stream on how to field strip a AR-15 or an M4 platform. It's stupid easy, and it's a standard of what every soldier needs to know. Because if you don't know how to disassemble your own weapon, you're shit out of luck. Let's see. Yeah, this is your buffer tube right here, and this is a little, serves purpose to reduce the overall recoil, because obviously guns have recoil, but this thing will send this all the way flying back. Because this is what the bulk carrier group hits. and that's what it'll hit into there to those springs while it's in that tube to reduce recoil. Obviously, again, all guns have recoil. You guys see it on my videos. You'll see it in every game. Some might not be one-to-one realistic. It's hard to realistically... What is it? The thing that's really hard about balancing games for the sake of recoil, and I think one of the games that does recoil really well is Insurgency Sandstorm, or the Insurgency series, because wherever your gun is pointing, Titanfall does this too, and I think some other games as well, where wherever your gun is pointing, the bullets will just fly out of that. They'll just fly in that direction. There is no, like, reticle saying, like, oh, you'll lose accuracy within... You'll have this cone of fire. Because it's not necessary for it. Let's get rid of all these. Because the customer I got wants to change a lot of things out of this. And I'm also gonna ping Caltox in a second here and just say, the fucking crutch is back! Let's see, he wants an 18-inch barrel. Oh my god, he wants all that. So skeletonizing a weapon is basically just, you strip off as much material as you can without compromising it. Where's the upper stock part? So I like how there is the LVOA. Red Fox browser, wow. Wait, Red Fox, bro. Oh, yeah. Stand rail, handguard. Right, this is what he wants. Wow, yeah, I used the Red Fox browser. Buffer tube. Buffer parts. I'm a Firefox fangirl, so I like how they did that, right? Oh, wow. What do you want? Just a site? Yeah, I'll just take a site. I wish these prices were like this, 'cause otherwise I would be making my own shit. Like IRL. Nope. It all comes down to 1200. Costs a little bit out of mine, but that's okay. That is ugly, but I like it. I would change I would get another AR just to have that stock on it, just to have people look at me and just be like, why the fuck do you have that? I said just because I can. You're crazy, man. I am crazy. But reducing the weight on a AR platform does also increase the recoil of it. There are ways to also reduce recoil, obviously. Like, you could just add weight to the end of it, or... There's a lot of cool little tricks you can do. But skeletonized parts are honestly, I will say overrated. I get the aesthetic. I get it. Because half the time they just look too over skeletonized. Because like this to me right here, just you're just asking for dirt to fly in there and just ruin your day. Like I wouldn't even go that far on the upper receiver here. Now, granted, I'm not taking it into a combat situation, but I'm just saying, if you're like an outdoor person, you know, you're doing a little event, you know, you're putting blinks through it. Obviously, I'm gonna have a hissy fit if the if it just starts jamming up or it gets dirty. Like, say it's raining and then you accidentally step into a mud puddle. You're gonna be spending literal days cleaning, making sure that thing is pristine condition too. I'm pretty sure. I don't know what company makes a skeletonized part like this. I'll have to look around. But damn it, do they make some... There's companies that make some really weird shit. Like how you could get a 50 caliber upper for your AR, but you have to fill out two... Um... What is it? It's been a while since I bought a gun, so I can't tell you right now. We'll just call it a background check, for the sake of, You have to fill out two FFLs. That's what it was. Two FFLs to acquire it. One for the upper receiver, and one for the lower receiver. If you were to buy the kit, because for some reason the government wants you to fill out two of those because you have a 50 caliber on an AR platform for whatever reason. How am I screwing things in through this? So funny enough, this stock right here, or stock plus trigger system, is honestly a lot better than what California was cooking up. Because this is legal versus what the California compliant shit that they want you to have. God, that just looks so ugly. Like if I was running a skeletonized something like this that's so skeletonized, I would at least put a plastic cover over all of this. The front end I'm not worried about because that's just the barrel and the gas tube. Oh, he wants it to be painted. Okay. Um, I I guess. I guess we'll go with the cheeky. So this is actually what some companies would do to this. Like they'll just sell it like this. Oh God, what did I do? God. If someone were to do that to my fucking rifle, you want me to sight it in for you, buddy? Yeah, they would just release a rifle like this, and it'd be like $2,000 for all the reduced weight and everything. Oh God, imagine you're just resting your finger and then you just accidentally stick it in there. What's the shooting range? Fazz is a gun nut, confirmed. Okay, so they actually animated the clipping. Hi, how you doing? Okay, obviously that doesn't go as far back as it should. It, it doesn't. It doesn't go back that far. God, this is fucking cursed. I was just getting a little message like, "You're banned from the gun range for doing this." Let me back up here. God, this is so fucking cursed of a rifle. Then we'll just send these back. Let's see, we got serious renovation. What do we got? Ooh. I thought I... Wait. Hmm. See what you need. We'll do a 1911. Garage jobs. We'll do a Glock as well. And... yeah, we'll do an SGG-44. Ah, yes, the SGG-44. German, one of the first assault rifles. Voiced. Oh, God. Hmm. Party with rails and magazine upgrades, compensator, heavy duty. Let's see. Got them rails, got the Picatinny. So I can. So there's actually a compensator I can get from my mechanic. That is that looks like this. So Glocks are of an Austrian ordeal. Granted, some of them are plastic, mostly. You know, you'll hear you hear most people complain about these things being like all plastic and all that. And well, yeah, they feel awkward to me as a gun person. But th despite their blocky design, I've actually grown to appreciate them. Oh, I was able to. There we go. Because these are striker fired. They don't have a hammer. They have a little system in there that basically allows you just hits the bullet from all the way back here. So there's no like hammer to cock. Cock. So it's literally just a firing pin in there, and you have to cock it back each and every time you want to fire. That leads to, you know, you can argue that, oh, it's got to be, you know, hammer fired or whatever. It allows the parts to be more compact in the same place. Doesn't allow for a simpler design, but it allows you to just fit a lot more in there. Versus, you know, like a 1911, where it has multiple safeties on it. So, some striker fire pistols actually don't have safeties either. Funny enough. Like my mechanic is a striker fire. That gun does not have a safety on it. Funny enough. Where's the follower? Oh. Alright, a lot of things. Remove that, remove that. So what can I see and see real quick? Because this is my gun. Compensator rail. We'll just weigh it out. So Glocks, I will say, are the AR-15 of the pistol world. AR-15s are more customizable than most other guns on the market. Just because the parts are easy to make, it's easy to configure. If you want an M-lock, you have an M-lock for your rifle. You want quad rails, you got the quad rails. You just want one rail, but you want to stick with the classics? There you go. Because versus most other firearms, the AR-15 style does, in my opinion, have versus most sniper rifles or some longer barrel sniper rifles have the longest rail for the top, so you can put a lot up there. From what is it? From just like scopes, extra lights, and all that, and they're ease of use too. I could teach anyone to fire an AR-15, and it's simple. But you can argue I could teach anyone just to shoot a bolt-action rifle. It'd be the same thing. Yeah. But it's the field stripping that does it. Because you just press two pins out, take them out, and then there you go. You have access to everything. You could even just take one pin out and just let everything swing forward. Then you have access right there. Because some guns are weird. The Vector is weird for all the right reasons. There's a little project to really reduce recoil. And I think if I made that thing automatic, it would be... That thing would be accurate as fucking hell. A CNC machine wouldn't be like this. So I like how it does the CNC process here, but it's not entirely accurate. Because you can see it's just shaving things off. Yeah, and I just collected it while it's still on a slab that right there. But I could make them recommendations for firearms really quick. Such as, I tell people to stay away from 40 Smith & Wesson. 40 Smith & Wesson is just... Why? Just because it's, you know, everyone wants to dog on 50 cal. Well, it's a 40 caliber gun. When you look further into it, 9mm and 40 Smith & Wesson are not that different at all. Like 40 Smith & Wesson might have a little bit more, but then you begin to ask yourself, well, if it's, you know, a little bit better, why not use 40 Smith & Wesson? Because it's minuscule. It's not that much of a difference. Literally not that much of a difference to do. We got the compensator. Base pad. Where's the mag well? I think I see it. No, that's the magazine floor. Where's this new slide? Need that. Need a new barrel. I think the guide rod's on the third. No. Where the fuck is the guide rod? Oh, there's the guide rod. magwell. Yeah, each part to a handgun does have a different purpose versus what a rifle has. Sure, you can slap a bipod onto a handgun, but you're literally just memeing at that point. And it's funny too. New parts. Power, lights, camera, action. And there's some things for handguns that you can use for ease of use. Like, it's not just laser sights to make things easier. There's a lot more to it. Because there's something that, I'm hoping that the game puts this in one of these days. Where it... Oh, what is it? There's the gas pedal. Well... You can look up a pistol gas pedal, I think that's what it's called. But literally what it is, this is more for certain firearms. Primarily striker fired. I think you could put it on some other guns, but it's weird if you do. Because what you do, so what you'll do is that you'll basically put your thumb on the side, and you basically just rest it on that. There's a lot of weird shit you can do to basically make your handgun more accurate for ease of use. Granted, it might look bulky in some way, but you got some low profile attachments versus the bulky ones. What I mean by low profile is that it's more... It doesn't bulge out as much in the gun. Like there's charging handles for handguns. And they're more for competition versus, combat purposes. It's weird. It's just blatantly weird that there is a charging handle for handguns, but it allows you to basically shoot easier. I'm gonna judge you, but those handguns, I will say, the competition style, are fucking accurate as hell. So, what this does right here, the flared magwell, it's basically think of a little funnel as a guide for your handgun, or for your magazine, I should say. It allows you to just reload faster. Honestly, what else do you want me to say? You reload faster, that's it. Because it makes it easy. That's it. Not much I can say here about magwells. I don't think my pistol has it. Because there's varying levels of magwells. You got some that look like you could stand that thing up by itself. But then you got some simple ones like what this Glock has. And what's funny is that in some of my videos, I have made the mistake of actually just hitting the magazine onto the bottom of the pistol. There's simple training to do for it. I just realized I have a rail now on the top. Why is that like that? And there we go. Alright, let me... Some Glock 17 parts. Now, I can't put a suppressor on this thing because, well... Kind of shit out of luck. But I can put a laser on it. This... Hunting scopes, red, red dudes. Oh, probably help if I take the attachments from there. I was like, where the fuck are my attachments at? Oh, they even have a bore sight for it that fucking clips out of it. That's actually kind of fucking cool. So what bore sighting does is that whenever you put a sight like that so high up, or the sight is that high, you will have to adjust it. You have to compensate. What was it called? MOA? I forgot what the acronym stands for, but picture... So basically just put your finger... Just like make a little finger gun, stick your thumb all the way up, and just look somewhere, and just kind of like, you know, put your thumb to the side. Just kind of line it up a little bit. You kind of just... You adjust the sight to basically meet the point that you want to hit. And it's like for the sight on the M4 earlier. When you set it to 300 meters, that bullet will go to that 300 meter mark. Roughly, depending on the ammo load, most common ammo loads, you will sight it for that range. Sometimes some ammo loads will shoot hotter to, you know, make it fly faster. But whenever you have a scope up that high, this is more apparent for snipers or bolt actions or even just any high caliber rifle. Because they don't make sniper scopes that are just like more in line with the gun. They don't hug it to the frame like that. I could show off with one of my things. So you're basically like just like making a reference point to where Like, say you want to hit it accurately at 25 meters. Well, yeah, it's going to be accurate at that 25-meter mark. But longer ranges, you'll have to adjust. Shorter ranges, you also have to adjust too. Like, you have to aim lower or maybe aim higher, depending on how in line that gun is, or the sight is. Let's go with a simple little... If I was to have a Glock, I would actually have it like it is right there. All to sin, but yeah, I would like to have colored shit like this. Actually, yeah, I like that. I like it like this color. So because this is the Glock, I think the... Yep. So there's only one safety on this. And the safety is actually right on that trigger right there. You see that little lip? So if you try to pull the trigger without pulling that lip as well, it won't fire. That's the only safety on this. Now some guns actually extend this by a grip safety. Skills. Fine. You have too many active quests. Alright, spot the exotic overhaul of the STG-44. What do you want done to this thing without tarnishing it? So what does this guy want? My STG-4 got the character, but I've been dreaming of giving an exotic overhaul. Picture this, an STG-44 that stands out from the crowd, turning heads at the range. Let's give this STG-44 redwood stock. Well, what's wrong with it? This time, okay. Seems to be a little rusted there, buddy. Ah, yes, the STG-44. Doesn't really tell you the caliber that it shoots, but... Certainly wasn't 5.56 or 7.62. It was its own thing. Because Germans were fucking on crack. Like, everyone was on crack. There's a reason why the Germans were feared. Because they're all on crack. Everyone. You can't tell me no. I mean, especially like me working in the hospitals. I mean, I've had to deal with something like that. Like, holy shit, where do you get this fucking strength from? Oh wait, yeah, because your fucking body doesn't know when to quit. So you can kind of see where the AR-15 kind of took some of the designs from. And actually some gun makers too. Whenever they put the FAL in here, it will actually look familiar. Christ, you see how overcomplicated this thing is versus the AR? Oh shit, I gotta take off. I mean, how the AK actually took some pointers from this. God. The gas tube is okay. That's okay. That's okay. Oh god. Yep. Great, we're getting into this now. Alright. Well, we're not getting into it, so... Thought we had to go through the trigger and all that. I've only seen an STG-44 a couple of times. I've never had the chance to fire one, though. It makes me sad. You know, you look at some of the... So the metal portions of guns are relatively easier to make versus just wood. Wood, you just have to carve everything out, so... At least they made guns last. They're able to make them last. What can I make out of here? Well, while we mess with the wood. Boop. 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 He's gonna give it redwood? I thought it would have been, I mean, hell, mahogany or mape or cherry would be better. So now we're getting to the more detailed stuff of the game too. Smoothing everything out. Imagine the amount of fuck-ups to get everything right for a gun. Like, you look at the AK and you look at its little parts. Before they made that shit, you know, polymer and all that. the amount of love and care that they had for the wooden rifles, like my Kar 98 and everything, or my M2447. Like it's an 80-year-old rifle. I mean, look at it. I mean, how Palmetto State Armory's coming. I think Palmetto State Armory is making their own STG-44. Then again, Palmetto State Armory probably isn't. Right, what new parts do you need there, buddy? Oh god, yeah, you see how many fucking parts there is just to this thing? 5 pages of parts for an STG-44. Rear sight elevating slide catch. I should have paid attention. Well, at least I have an extra ejector for later. So I do like how the CNC machine does its little calibrations, and it does the water. Or at least the air. Water in there? I don't know. You think I know how CNC machine works? Fuck no. Well, obviously I gotta take the shit out. And there we go. Clean all this stuff off. Make you beautiful. Look at you. You're looking fabulous. I said the line. Yeah, something I noticed too, we all have our own little quotes that we say. Just like the, I missed! I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of a quote that you say, Sturi. Or what others say. I know, what is it? Echo likes to say perchance. I think. Might actually go through a whole bunch of stuff and try to figure out what we all say. Oh, like how we dog on Ed for going, oh, I don't know. I honestly need to do the, what is it? Don't worry, guys, I got this. I passed! My funniest moments were from the I missed. Or my little screams, too, that's the other thing. I can only imagine how hot it feels to fire this, because you see where the, how close it is to the barrel. I've had my gun barrels smoke, too. Smoking. Oh yeah, there is an advantage of having a muzzle brake or compensator. And a suppressor. Because they can actually reduce recoil. Or direct gases to reduce recoil or influence it in certain ways. You'll TSD out. Get the 1911 out. 2 world wars, man. 2 world wars. Oh wow, you got actually yeah, let's take this all apart. Let's see what you got. Did this guy? Oh wait, no. I see that trigger. I see that trigger there. No, not looking too happy about it. I still gotta disassemble my 1911. Or 2011, I should say. I like how there's a distinction between a 1911 and a 2011. Like, 1911 has 1 stack mags, and 2011s have 2 stack mags. Or double stack. And I just think that's pretty funny. That's one of the unique distinctions between the two. I mean, 2011s are generally modernized 1911s. But most of the time, it's like we make this upgrade for the 1911 to have double stack magazines. Instead of 8 rounds, it's got 16 rounds, which puts it more in line with modern, with more modern pistols, because well, this so the thing about 1911s is that yes, they hit hard. It's a 45 caliber, which is just 0.05 under a 50 cal. Still a bullet, so it's still relatively fast. At longer distances, you will notice it. You only get 8 rounds, though. It's one of my complaints about is that magazine size. Granted, you can just carry a whole bunch of magazines and just be like, you know, hey, you didn't say how many magazines I couldn't carry. Oh, I think I actually ordered these earlier. Oh, let me look. Alright, what can I see and see? We'll just order it. Alright. We need a strut. A Redded barrel. So we'll order these. And then we need a handgun laser. We'll clean up his firearm here. Yoink. Make it all looking nice and new. Remember, engravings give you no tactical advantage whatsoever. There are different calibers of 1911s. 1911s you can get, because you got 45s, you got your 9mm ones, 40 Smith & Wessons. I think they make some... I think they also make some weird ones, like 357 SIG. I think they make. Unless, I could be wrong. But then again, it's been years since we've came along for guns that it wouldn't surprise me if there was a 357 SIG 1911. Baptized in oil. That's what makes me funny whenever I hear someone's complain about guns on Twitter, like, especially for people that I follow. I'm just like so tempted to be like, you do realize I'm right here, right? Or whenever some people don't realize that, like, they don't have the same ideals. Like, some people were generally surprised, like, wait, you were foreign military? Like, yeah, I was. That's a fun fact. Don't expect you to be like, salute me everywhere and all that shit. I was only a grunt. I was only a grunt, man. What do you expect from me? Come on, be an officer or some shit like that? No, hell no. You need to change the gun's attachments. Alright, alright. Back in my day. Check the gun is unloaded. So weird thing about 1911s is that they actually have multiple safeties on them. So technically you get, let me count them again. So you got the safety that's on the slide right now. You got the grip safety that's right here. And then, obviously, if the hammer's already struck right here and it hasn't been pulled back by a bullet, there you go. You got 3 safeties. Maybe 4 if you half cock it, but that's about it. I go to shooting range real quick. Yeah, let me go to the kill house, because there's actually a funny thing you can do here is there's like a little range that's on the outside where you can shoot watermelon and all that. Little laser. Because it's actually pretty detailed. So I do have a game that's hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades. It's basically a VR gun range thing. I should play that on stream one of these days. Go through like a whole gun rant thing. Maybe Call Me Dyke can join me on that along with some of his buddies. How do I load this thing again? Any map secrets? Oh yeah. SCG-44 is a fully automatic. Oh, they even detail when it's fully auto. There's like a little pin that pops out. Hmm. Weird. Oh, it's over here. Secrets. Hmm. My little customized Glock here. What if we could put a sniper scope on it? Be pretty fucking hilarious. Apple. Hmm. At this point, I'm just expecting something to just jump out at me. And I just freak out. I use that for. We'll go back to the workshop. Hmm. Alrighty. Let's get you back to your owner. Send back. Send back. Hmm. So wait. Debt. Thinking about the future. You know what? Can I sort by... No machine guns yet. SMGs. We'll buy one of everything. Oh, it's gonna add up so much, guys. But whoever's insisting on a fixin' is gonna be happy. They're gonna be happy, I tell you. It's like, oh, I already got these parts. What? Well, they were all sold out. Yeah, I bought them all. Now pay me, now pay me $2,000. Wish the barrel's more expensive than anything. Because barrels got rifling. Do you have any idea how tough it is to rifle a barrel? Especially the different twists that there are? Yeah, fun fact, yeah, there's also a lot of twists, different rifling twists for barrels. I'm thinking about the future, Arthur. I got a plan, Arthur. Yeah, there's some things you can do to influence the accuracy of a weapon too. Obviously, the shorter the barrel, the less accurate it's going to be. That's why my dislike for snub-nosed revolvers is apparent, because there's not enough for it to go, you know? Because then it doesn't get enough spin. But then if you have too much rifling, I think they tested this with the 22. It just sounded quiet, but it actually lost velocity, I think. I don't know. I could probably build a gun just from buying these parts. Alright, what's the cost come up to, Chief? Spent 1,000 more than you should on parts. We are not in debt, but we can fix any gun that comes our way. Try to look at something. Let's see. Let me save real quick. Looking at an achievement here, because like these simulator games have some weird achievements to get. Sorry, I'm not talking a whole lot. Just kind of got a message. Thanks, back. What are some of the weird M4 parts? Because they keep on adding more. You got the burst, you got... skeletonized. Refloat barrel. I actually want to get this stock one of these days. Just because it looks cool. Or this. But fucking expensive. We are in debt. Are we out of gas? $5 of gas. Alright. What to do? We still gotta repair that Glock. It's been sitting in the shop here for a good bit. Well, the only thing that's I could say that it's a problem with is the trigger and the magazine release. Well, let's get you rolling. Take off your sights. Yoink. Yoink. Surprised I don't have a Beretta 92 FS in here. That's unnecessary. Oh no. Alrighty. Alright, so we need a magazine catch. Where is that? Lower rail, right, left, upper rail, mount base. Then we just need a reflex sight. You want this one? No. Alright, clean your parts. Now let's get this show on the road. Get that little bit of customization there. And no, the Glock 17 is not named the Glock 17 because it holds 17 rounds. It's named that because it was the 17th patent that Glock made. Because they made some other things before. Despite what some gun experts want to tell you. Or wannabes, I should say. I'm no expert, but I know this shit. If you want to know something that can really make a weapon expensive to develop, there's something called knurling. Basically, see that little patterns on the Glock here? So, like, there's this, and then there's the back portion. That actually increases the cost, obviously. I could actually put a red dot sight on my Canic. It's very simple to do. All I have to do is just get that pistol sight that's on my AR, that's on the top of the scope. And there we go. If everything is red dots provide an ease of use, because basically just think of a laser that's not there. I actually had an old guy compliment me on whenever I was shooting. Because I shot well with the red dots. Instead of just, it was like, oh, you actually shoot pretty well with that. Yeah, most guys just put that on there and they're just like thinking that they're good. You actually prove yourself at that. Like, really? Thanks. Thanks for the compliment. He was an old timer too. Like, I consider that a really huge compliment. Foresight, right on in there. Right, I don't do this kind of work to my own guns. Funny enough. There we go. Simple upgrade, doesn't cost me too much. There's a Mac 10 in here. I know I'm in debt, but that's just for the sake of an achievement. Mac 10 going once. Going twice. So the funny thing is about some of the apparent villain guns, like there's the Mac 10, you got the Tech 9. The only reason they're like that they're not really produced today much anymore, is because the media thought, oh yeah, because villains used it in wait, did I not get it? Huh. The weapon is Luger pistol. A mahogany Mosin. I see some parts that need to be replaced. Fuck. He doesn't even have a fucking. He doesn't even have a damn trigger guard. Yeah, so much for an exotic fucking Mosin. You don't even have a fucking trigger guard for it. What the hell did you manage that? Soldiers will be soldiers, I guess. Do we need to take apart the bolt? I don't think so. Okay. The amount of detail there is for these things is apparent. How the fuck? Sent me a rifle with no trigger guard. Because that's what it needs. A new trigger guard. So funny thing is, how some rifles actually got to the States is actually a pretty funny story, is that they'll cut the rifles. Because obviously you can't have, like, this entire thing fit inside of a duffel bag. So they would just So they would cut it around here. And then there you go. That's basically it. Granted, it was illegal importation because guys would, you know, obviously take little trophies back when they were in service. You can't do that. You can't do that anymore nowadays. You can't just take an AK and be like, taking this back. Because what happened was, back in Saudi Arabia, pretty sad that it happened, and unfortunate, and, you know, due to greed and all that, is that they would start leaving behind, very fancy rifles. Like, we've all seen the pictures of the, was it the golden AKs and all that? They would leave stuff like that around, but then they would actually booby trap it. Why did I get a new roof? Alright. We need a firing pin. Floor patch latch. Trigger guard. Oh yeah, because the guy fucking sent me one without a trigger guard. What kind of person does that? How are you supposed to fire this thing? Probably single shot it, that's probably how. On the magazine, base magazine, spring. Yeah, that's right, because I'm like, why do I need all these magazine springs? Oh yeah, because he fucking didn't have one. Wish I could charge him for more. You know, I can't see it, so... Left front thing, accession. Alright, you need a wood part. This is mahogany. Oh, he uses a white marker instead of a black marker for this. It's a funny little detail. Carve, 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 carve. People who made rifles back in the day were fucking artists whenever they made these. If I was getting the gunsmithing, that'd probably be my thing if my hands remain steady as they are. Just get into woodworking shit. I was gonna say, what part am I missing? Fazz brain Mosin a gun. Oh yeah, this is the narrowing process, just to kind of give it a unique character. Wait, what? No. No! Don't tell me! No! This is an abomination! He wants it green? You come into my shop! You come into my shop, bring me a Kami rifle. And this is what you do to repay me? I appreciate you making me, work for you and all that, and you're paying me and all that. But you're coming to my house. Tell me how to arrange my furniture. And call me... This is cursed. It's like that picture of Gordon Ramsay just looking with concern. That's how I feel about this. This is all sorts of wrong. I don't know how I feel about this. Like, I wouldn't mind if it was like, you know, me making it, but the fact that a customer and Gabe did this, I'm gonna have an opinion. Vince didn't even have a fucking trigger when he came in here with it. When he sent it to me. How dare he? Holds everything together. I think that's where the slings go. I'll have to ask Wallet if that's what his Mosin also has. Training rod. And finally, the stock. Or fucking bolt. Oh. Finally, the front sight. I guess I was right. Get this rifle out of my sight. Immediately. Out of my sight. Alright. Short wood. I can do that. Ah, yeah, shotguns. Funny enough, bullpup shotguns are actually relatively inexpensive. I have no reason why. I couldn't tell you. Why are they so inexpensive versus, you know, assault rifle? Or not assault rifle, rifle types, I should say. Not assault rifle. There's a difference. But shotguns are even easier to learn. I don't even need to teach anyone anything about these. Really. Just, what do you want me to tell you? Oh, this is how you cock it, this is how you load it, this is how you do this. Point shoot the thing that you want dead. When it comes to rifles and pistols, I gotta teach you a lot more. I'd have to teach someone a lot more than what there is to it, honestly. Because there's just a lot more to it. Oh, that's where the firing pin is. I was looking for that shit. I would probably have to say brace for impact when it comes to the when it comes to shotguns, because they are relatively most are relatively high recoil unless I give you a 410 gauge shotgun, which is literally just a tiny shotgun. Oh, it's not even connected. Yoink, yoink. I know there's like a mech mechanics simulator, but I just imagine one where it's imagine like a modern tank simulator where you have to go through a lot of shit to yeet, yeet, yeet. I think I have these parts left over from a different client, so here you go, buddy. Enjoy. So what can I see and see from this? Why does it see that? And let's get this show on the road and eat. So notice this one thing, like there was a guide that I sent where it's like your argument is invalid. I own a Chris Vector, and I noticed he actually deleted one of his posts that we were just being all buddy buddy with. Like, oh, this son of a bitch. But still pretty funny though. Then it is a funny thing to do, just because like, what are you gonna do? I got a Chris Vector. Like, I'm crazy enough to have one, and yeah, it's gross that it's a 9mm one, not a. That's a that's a 9mm vector versus a 10mm or 45 ACP one, which I want to get a 10mm one. As soon as I find one, like locally, I'm gonna trade it in to go towards that 10mm. Bonus points if it's a longer barrel version. When I'm making the elevator assembly. Bananas rotate. So I'm making, yeah, the elevator assembly, and I think I just need a new firing pin for him. Firing pin, and then the sear. I own a shotgun. It's really not that bad. I guess I got oxidized parts. I gotta blue it. Yoink. I don't know what the bluing process actually does. All I know is that it just... It's something to do with molecular bonding shit. I have no idea what it actually does. I could probably look it up, but I'm lazy. I remember there was this one game I used to play back on the PS2. It was called Gun Club, I think. Or something. I don't know. I'd have to go back all the way to Ohio to figure out what game it was. It was just one of those one-off games that... Oh, pick this up. Baptized in oil. But essentially, you just go through like a lot of qualifications and you move up the tiers. Like you go from... You have like, you know, your trap and skeet and all that. Your rifle competitions and... plus more. It was a pretty interesting game. It was stupid fun. In fact, it was you had like an outdoor kill house like mode in there, which I thought was pretty funny. And if you got like all the way to all the qualifications, you did unlock the machine guns, but they were actually bad. The machine guns were bad. I was like, oh, this is gonna be so cool, and then I just realized that, oh, it's not that good. Why did I even work all the way up for this for? But it was pretty cool though, because like you would go up the qualifications, you would unlock more guns. I always went towards, you know, like a certain brand, of course, or a certain style of gun. The thing that sucked about the game though is that you were some of the competitions or modes in there wouldn't... What is it? You couldn't take one gun to another event. It was all like an unlock thing. It wasn't just like a, you know, you bought guns and whatnot. And granted, some guns were a complete upgrade. Like you could actually preview the guns you could get and what you had to do for them. But other than that, it was actually pretty stupid fun. I think the most fun I had was the kill house like one, because you would... What was it? There was a kill house one, and then there was where you would take one gun through. Then there was one where you had to switch guns, and that got tricky. Because I think sometimes you would start off with a shotgun, then you would go to a pistol, then you would go to a sniper, to a rifle. And the rough part about that one was the fact that when you did sometimes the better ones, Yeah, the better guns were in a different tier. Where's the takedown screw? Oh, it's right up there. And it was all time-based, too. So you can just, well... There was no test firing either. So, like, you had to use the guns in there to see what it did. I think I missed on that. You don't have enough money to bid. Broken inside my Garand. Alright, let's get the Mac 10. Let's see what this guy's Mac 10 is looking. I already see a broken trigger. Oh, you actually got the different configurations too. See, what does he want? Special barrel 2 threads, 1 thread is original Mac 10, second one is universal purposes. Alright, take the magazine out, we'll disassemble this thing. Ah yes, the Mac 10. The burr. There's a couple guns I do want for the sake of... Like, the Mac 10 and Tech 9 series are actually ones that I do want. It's a shame that Tech 9s aren't really... I don't know if they still make them, or they make different iterations of it. But media fucking killed them. Due to the fact of, oh, it's... Oh, gangsters use this or whatever. So what? It's kind of funny how some guns actually have like a similar looking charge bulk carrier group. It's kind of ironic, actually. And then where's the sear trip? Where's the disconnector? Okay. Oh, barrel's unnecessary, so yeet. Oh yeah, remember I ended up buying one of each part, so yeah, because I had a full replacement of all the parts. You never know when you need them. Gotta test fire it too. Also the Garand, I want to hear that ping. See how well they got the ping in this game. Yeah, that's actually pretty accurate. I don't know how accurate it is. The thing that makes the world go round for guns is oil. Because there's a lot of metal on metal stuff. Make it whole again. I'm actually curious on, with there being a Dead Space remake, how they're gonna do the second and third game. I genuinely hope with the third game, if they do a remake of it, that that it was a little bit longer. I think Dead Space 3 honestly felt a little short. Minus the DLC. I never played the DLC, but I saw how it goes down and whatnot. But honestly, I would like another Dead Space game with the co-op and all that. That is weird. When are we gonna get a lever action in this? Funny how this little thing goes burr and then it's just simply just a fucking case. Oh, you want it painted too? Okay. Oh, tell me I can color the charging handle. I don't know, he gets what he gets. Alright, he wants a silencer. Okay. Yoink. Yeah, I saw the fire selector switch somewhere. Ah, there it is. Oh, that is weird. Huh. So you got a safety and you also got a fire selector. That is weird. I never realized that. Alright. Broken sights in your Garand. How do you manage that? Ah, yes, the freedom. You want to make sure there's no... This thing could pierce our armor like no tomorrow. Didn't matter what you had on. 30... There's only so much that armor can do before you start turning yourself into a juggernaut. And even then, juggernaut like loadouts are completely... You're just extending your survivability. They actually did make armor recently that can withstand a 50 cal. But here's the thing, though. So the thing is about body armor is that you're just increasing your chances to survive a bullet while causing as little injury as possible. It's like you know, hard hats at work. You're just making sure that you're not delaying injury. You're just reducing the risk of injury, obviously. So body armor just basically tries to keep you in the fight, or at least well enough to live to fight another day. Because, hey, you like living, right? Yeah, I never inspected a M1 Garand up close, or at least thoroughly. Alright, so what can I make with this CNC machine? Rear sight and front sight. We'll just get into more debt. Let's see, front sight, rear sight base, rear sight, and rear sight lock nut. You're a lock nut. First we'll clean these. But yeah, I'm actually surprised that they did actually make armor, or wearable body armor, that can withstand a 50 cal. The thing is, though, this is the limitations of body armor. Can anyone guess what it is? I'll give you a guess. It's a guy that we all know and love that had an apple fall on his head. Motherfucking Isaac Newton. So, And not only that too, you gotta think about our bodies as well. It's like putting concrete between you and a fucking sledgehammer. And there were tests on the ballistic dummies. And yeah, there was no penetration of the bullet. It it does its job, but at the same time, though, instead of being ripped in half by a 50 caliber bullet, let's say you'll walk away with broken ribs. Where the fuck is the gas cylinder? Oh. But here's the caveat of it, too. It's not light whatsoever. Because I'll even say, too, my armor can, I think, can resist up to 308. If I remember correctly. If I wear, the correct stuff for it. Like if I wear my soft plates and the hard plates. The level 4 hard plates. Which is pretty impressive, really. I mean, nothing's getting through that. Besides a 50 cal. But the most common things, like that people would probably have. I mean, no one's gonna walk up to me with a 50 caliber pistol and be like, goodbye. But it is impressive that we're actually getting wearable body armor that can withstand a 50 cal shot. Obviously, if you put anything, here's the sad thing about it though is this is for chest armor, by the way. The tricky thing about making armor that can basically like let you survive anywhere but that it's gonna be tricky too. To actually survive, because we're only human. All right, it's just at these it's just at the Mechta and the Garand. How far can I go out here? Oh, this is the site. So awesome, but so inaccurate. Ah, the ping! Oh! In fact, there's no ammo funds either in this game. Let me explore, damn it. What map secrets there are? Weird. Alright, let me see if I can hit that target at 300. Hmm. I can't hit shit. Hmm. Alright. Let's go. No, shit, we're back. And then yoink. Let's get that ugly Mac 11 out of here. Hmm. Rust Blaster. I'll overclock this. I don't want to sell these. Eh. Alright, I think I'll save and I'll then end it here and I'll take a little short break for a good while. So I'll catch you all around. It's a little fun. A little calming time. Learn a thing or two. So I'll catch you all around.